The Daily Gems. Yeah.
It's the cold world. Hey y'all, are we recording? Yes. Okay. Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl V.
What's good? It's your girl Rogue Marrow, and we are here with season 2, episode 2, and we are very excited to bring you somebody special.
We have a special guest, guys.
And her name is Ivy motherfucking Rivera.
What's up, y'all? Hey girl, hey, thanks so much for coming. We're so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you.
We love what you do. I've been watching you for a while, so you're like an inspiration to me. But we gonna hop right into it. But real quick, how was your commute here? Because I know.
Yeah. I mean, ain't nothing like, what's today, Sunday? Ain't nothing like some Sunday traffic. Okay.
Oh my God.
The roads is real crowded. I thought they was all coming here.
For no reason, bro.
For real. And then I was also traveling all the way from Yonkers because I stood at my homegirl's house last night and she live in Carajo land.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is definitely going to be an adventure, you know, but
Yonkers
big up to
is
Brooklyn.
deep, bro.
Especially to come down here from Yonkers. Oof, girl, thank you for coming. Shit.
Girl. It was over the river and through the woods to grandma's house we go. That's really what it was.
But you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yes,
So
I am.
why don't you give us a little bit of background on your come up from
Your experience
Baby Ivy
being from Brooklyn.
Yeah, Baby Ivy Brooklyn days.
Yeah. So, you know, I'll just be like very like cut and dry. I was a hood rat. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you,
And
girl.
not a hood rat like a chicken head, but I just had like the aesthetic of what it is to be a hood rat. Like extra gel on the hair, thin ass eyebrows, wearing all the sneakers in the world, smacking my gum, talking with extra twang.
Girl, you sound like my twin sister.
Right.
Yeah, very, very much product of my environment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the kids that I grew up with, you know, are still not seeing past their corners, you know? So it's a neighborhood where you dream, but that's all it is, just dreams. You know what I'm saying? So how I got here, I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm here and I'm just maximizing. Well, I do know how I got here. What the fuck? But you know, I just always saw something for myself. Like when I was young, my dream was to be J-Lo. What that defined, I don't know. But now it makes sense to me because J-Lo is very mogul vibes.
Yeah.
She does what she wants and she's not in one lane. She's in several lanes and she executes them to the 9. You know what I'm saying? That bitch had clothes, perfume. She was singing in movies, the whole 9. As a kid, you see that, especially her being Puerto Rican and from New York, you're like, damn, I want all the parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is possible. It's not just one person out the, you know, apple barrel. You could do it too.
What action do you think you took that put you on a map? Like, do you think it was one thing or was it several different experiences that kind of like put you on?
It was definitely several different experiences, but I think the bottom line of it all was just being courageous enough to do it. Mm-hmm. For me, I just always had like this spark that people saw. And I always say like, I got here just off the grace of good relationships. Like nothing I ever applied to, I got.
Right.
Nothing, like zero. So, it was all just people getting to know me and I voice what I want to do. Like one point in my life, I was very, very passionate about being a personality, having a radio show and all of that stuff. And, you know, just faith aligned with me and was just like, you know, we don't want to misuse your personality. Let's put you here. So it started where I went to college and I transferred to Brooklyn College to pursue radio and television. I interned at the radio show. I got my own show. And it kind of just like went from there. I was at a video shoot for my friend who is an aspiring artist. And the guy on set was his featured artist brother. Right. Okay. So it was just, he just so happened to be there. But he also so happened to work at BET. So we met and he got to learn me. He like really fell in love with my personality. He was like, yo, I want to help you out. He found the opportunity to slip me in and have me cover a BET, like something on behalf of BET. And that was my foot in the door. I always tell people, all I need is for you to open the door for me. I got it from there. Mm-hmm. I know how to work a room. You know, like my gift was always speaking. I'm a personable person. So once you kind of like find what it is that you're really good at. Like, I'm good at speaking. You could be really good at, you know, dressing people or whatever the hell your passion is. But you got to maximize that. And me just being a little yapper got me here. But the thing is that my talk matched up with my walk.
Right.
And that's the missing piece with a lot of people. But, you know.
It's preparation. It's kind of like a prepreration meets opportunity situation.
All day. All day.
I'm glad you said that because you're breezing right through all these questions.
I mean, we could get into more depth with those things, you know.
Nah, for sure. So you mentioned college. I went to college. I graduated from Hofstra University.
Okay.
I didn't major in like radio, TV, personality. I majored in public speaking. Pretty similar though.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it is.
you know. But do you feel like college benefited you and helped you towards your career? Was it worth the investment?
So, funny story about
Girl,
college.
be completely honest, honey.
Girl, that's one thing about me. I'm completely honest. So, I didn't finish college. I actually was dismissed from college. And what that means is that you're not expelled. You can come back with an appeal. But right now, bitch, you out. And that all happened because when I transferred to Brooklyn College, I did 2 years at Queens. So my third year in college was at Brooklyn. And I was studying all the main courses that I wanted, all the radio things, all the TV things. A lot of those things were more like logistical, like how to work a camera or like how to work a board. So I did learn a lot of the technical shit, but you could never learn personality ever.
Right.
And college allowed me to have a platform to practice. So that's all I did. I just practiced. And when I transferred, a lot of my credits didn't transfer. So I would have did another fucking 4 years just to make up for the English classes and the sciences that I missed. So I was like, nigga, I already studied everything that I needed to study. I'm about to just go in. So anytime I was in school, I was just doing my show. So that allowed my GPA to like drop drastically. And then when you're on academic probation, you have to go to tutoring and all these other things and meet these guidelines. I was like, I'm already not going to class. You think I'm gonna go to tutor? Like, hello. So, hello. But yeah. I mean, luckily for me, I was starting to like go to like these industry events, and for me, I was kind of like gassed up. You know, when you're first exposed to like the industry that you've been dying to get into, and you're finally getting like some type of access. I was like, college for what? You know? And then I was on a full ride by the grace of God. So when you're on probation, you're now part-time, and like financial aid doesn't cover part-time students. So now I'm gonna have to be coming out of pocket. So you think I'm gonna come out of pocket for English course? Yeah, right. I was like, you know what? God bless y'all. Thank y'all for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your time. I learned a lot, but I think it's my time to really just explore what I can give to myself. And I took that chance. Like, my parents were dumb tight. They were pressing me every 3 months, like, are you going to go back? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go back, just to kind of ease their nerves. But I knew I wasn't going to go back. And I just told myself, like all bets are on the table. Do this, girl. And there was, you know, summers that went by where I wouldn't even go outside because I didn't have the financial means to go about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to a song that Young and May had on her album where she was on she's
Craigslist?
like, I gotta,
On Craigslist?
She
Yo,
was,
that was
anybody
me.
that was hiring, I was applying, and I was like, yo, that was me. I was ruthlessly looking through. I would do anything, waiter. I mean, anything that I have enough pride to do. You know what I'm saying? But
not something strange for a little piece of change.
yeah,
Something regular.
I don't do nothing strange for a little piece of change because I was also very scared of my parents. And I was like, God, if they ever caught me out here throwing ass, that was my ass.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have 3 brothers.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that comes.
yeah, right.
I know how that
so
Are you the youngest?
well, technically, let me break it down so you can understand. So my oldest, we're 11 years apart. He has cerebral palsy. He's 37. I have 2 younger brothers. So I'm kind of like the oldest, but I'm not the oldest. I'm right in the middle, but I'm the one that's really like leading the pack.
That's how I feel about me and my siblings. Wait, I'm sorry, but you mentioned how you were getting into the room while you were in school, and that kind of helped you realize, like, I don't really need school. So how did you network Like, what was that like for you? Because I feel like that's a problem a lot of people have when they're maneuvering into whatever it is they're trying to do. How do you meet these people? How do you keep relationships with them?
And was there ever a time that you felt like, you know, when you're in these new rooms, they might be, you know, you might be surrounded by people that are more successful than you. You're like literally starting out. Was there any time, like, how did you maneuver around maybe being intimidated or being shy? I don't really think that you're shy, so that probably wasn't a problem.
For me, one thing that I learned on my come up is funny because I would get shy around people that were what I envisioned myself to be. And somebody dropped a crazy gem on me. His name is Sean. And Sean, I had to think of his name. I was like, what the fuck is his name? But he goes, one thing I noticed about you, Ivy, is that you get nervous in a room full of cooks. Like, if you in the kitchen, you cannot be nervous in a room full of cooks, because then your shit ain't gonna be popping. You popping, you are chosen for a reason. So, like, for example, I was doing a pilot with a bunch of like personalities, and one thing I'm like working on is being more present in like group discussions, because people fight to speak. I hate fighting to speak. I hate being cut off. I hate it all. So I would shut down. But that also allows my personality to be absolutely dimmed. You don't see why I'm chosen to be here. So it was a lesson for me to really own who I am and establish that presence. So going back to the question where I was new to these scenes and you know, finding my way in these buildings to talk to these people, I had to look at them not as a fan but as an equal. And it's not where you meet this person and now you're like, this is Sway. Sway was one of the first like people that I met that I was like, oh. But it was more of an introduction, like, hi, I'm working hard. You're gonna see me around. I don't want you to do nothing for me but just watch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna come around again and again. And if we bump into each other, all I want you to do is remember my name. I don't want you to do nothing else for me. And that's a disconnect with a lot of people. And that's something I had to learn too, because I would meet people and be like, I want to interview you. And now you feel entitled to an interview. Why? You know what I'm saying? There's people that want to interview me all the time. And it's not that I don't want to do the interview. And it's not that I look at you like, what makes you deserve my time and blah, blah, blah. But I'm understanding the business now where we don't be having time for stuff like that. And you also cannot be that accessible to everybody, because you kind of water down your brand. You know what I'm saying? So just being a sponge to the game and just watching how people operate has taught me a lot. I learned to be quiet in those rooms, be a fly on the wall, just watch how people conversate, how things move. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, we gonna do it. And it never happens.
Girl, I feel you on that one.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather be real and be like, listen, like, I'm really busy. When the opportunity really presents itself, it will present itself. When it's time for us to like really sit and talk, we gonna sit and talk, you know. But I can't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I'm at this podcast that, you know, I don't even know what the hell this is. I don't even know if you know who I am.
Right.
You just want me there because you see that I'm popping.
Right.
But do
And
you know
yet
my
you see
story?
here.
You know what I'm saying? But I know what it's like to be on both sides of the field, because I was once that hungry ass person. I was reaching out to everybody and their mama. Let me interview you. But it was that hunger and that consistency that kept people like, all right, well, she's not just some pretty girl that's trying to be mixy. She's really working for her shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I was doing my radio show, I didn't care if I was talking to 2 people, 200 people. I was not doing it for listeners. I was doing it for me. You know, like, I found my purpose. My purpose was establishing a message, you know, where I'm going to be the voice of my culture. I'm going to, you know, shift things this way and that way, whatever way I want it to be. But it's on my time. And there was a lot of times where I felt like, you know, I was just running into walls, you know, and I saw people behind me go in front of me quickly.
That's happened to me before.
Quickly. And I'm like, how? I'm very
Right.
Mr. Krabs with it. Like, everything's a blur.
But I've also, based on like what you're saying, you know, you said that you would hit a wall and you would feel like people are progressing faster than you. Have you ever found yourself in a place where you were just kind of like stuck or like confused, or maybe not even confused, but maybe just like, damn, what
Discouraged?
Yeah.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
How did you move forward from that?
You always got to go back to your why. Why did you start? You know, like you've spent X, Y, Z amount of years, months, whatever the hell your timeline is, working towards this goal. And because it's not happening now, you're just going to give it up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's watching you to see what you're going to do under adversity. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do when you have nothing? Make something. You
Right,
know what
'cause
I'm
you
saying?
made something out of
I
nothing.
made something out of it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it for all the people who are scared as fuck just like me. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it scared. You got to do it crying. You got to do it with no money. Do it with some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say I was doing whatever it took just to kind of like get my means to go around, like I did any side job. Like, I was a dance teacher, right? So boom. Let me backtrack.
That's so cute.
So I started in this industry, period, as a dancer. That was like one of my passions. Like, a lot of my friends and family have grown to be like professional choreographers and dancers. They tour with Chris Brown, Rihanna, you name it. My cousin is actually super fucking dope. They all live in LA. And I was like the youngest of my crew. So my dad was like, bitch, you better find another hobby because you're not about to be in Harlem till 3 a.m. at 14. Like, who do you
Right.
think you are? So that kind of like discouraged me, but it opened the door for me to find a new lane. So I started a blog. I started Tea Time with Ivy. And I would just talk about whatever the fuck I wanted. And then it kind of just like went into like celebrity gossip, right? So I was like, how do I turn this into something more amplified? Because I used to do like celebrity of the week and just interview people that I thought was dope and was about to be like, you know, next. And I was like, somebody gave me the idea, like, how about you do a radio show? Like, that wasn't even
A thought.
a thought. Like, I wasn't like, I want to be a radio personality. Like, what? But I was like, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. So that's when Tea Time Radio was birthed. And I've been through so many phases of rebranding because that was so long ago.
Right.
And I used to talk mad shit about people that I know right now. And I'll be like, I got to tell you something. I'm like, I'm going to be all the way real with you. I called you a hoe.
But I know you now, and I think.
But I know you now, and I understand that like people just do shit, you know. But you know, that was like the start of a lot of things. But you know, college and having like, you know, whatever part-time job I had was my means of like getting around. So when it came to real life, how am I gonna upkeep, you know, this lifestyle of once entering the door and staying there? You know, I'm not in college anymore. So thank God I was partnered with this network out in Washington, D.C., RIP Radio Network. They, you know, offered to pay my studio fees.
That's
So they were like, yo, we really believe in you that much that we'll just cover your hour, you know, every week. And you do you. You figure out the rest, you know. So I figured out the rest. And I had a homegirl. She used to be a stylist for BET. And she was like a director or something at this after school program. And she was like, yo, they looking for a dance teacher. I know you know how to dance. Like, you think you could do this?
Nice.
I was like, hell fucking yeah. So I would go there. I would make like chips. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, I would be there for 1 hour for 1 week or whatever the hell. So I literally made enough to just travel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And thank God, like, I have amazing ass friends. Like, they supported me so much. I was I knew somebody that worked at a pizzeria. When I say I was at that pizzeria every day, I was gonna turn into a pizza. Okay, I was living off of pizza and friends, and you know it was what it was because I saw the bigger picture. I can't tell you how many times I cried. Like, I would just wake up crying, stressed, depressed. Like, this ain't it. Nobody's looking at me. Nobody's giving me opportunity. Like, I don't know what to do. Everything that I've applied, I did everything in the book, follow all the directions, whatever, did all the air checks in the fucking world. Like, I study so much and yet nothing is popping off. Like, what is wrong with me? What am I not doing? Whose hand did I not shake yet? Like, I don't get it. You know, and I think everybody goes through that phase. And it really just happened the fuck out of nowhere. It really happened out of nowhere. But it also happened because I was courageous enough to go up to those people like, hey,
Right.
I'm dope. And you see it in my eyes. Give me the opportunity to show you that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about taking initiative and really believing that you can execute and make something yours. You know? So I really thank those, like, I'm grateful for those times where I was like down and the fuck out, because I was really down and the fuck out. So now that I'm in a place where I could, move the way I move and help other people get into like positions and stuff. I mean, I can't get everybody a job, but I could give you more guidance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there too. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the come up. I've been, declined, waiting on an interview to happen. And they'd be like, you know what? We're not going to show up.
Yeah.
And you just there wasting money.
Right.
But
it happens.
It gets discouraging.
So like, what would you say is your ritual?
My ritual?
Like, what keeps you sane in this type of industry, this type of environment?
I mean,
do you meditate? Do you go to church on Sundays?
Do you party? Do you dance? You do the shake?
I'm honest. I'm like a robot at this point. Like I go. I don't know how to stop. I'm scared to stop. You know what I'm saying? But like ultimately, like I really use my family as my motivation. That sounds so cliche, but like I really use my oldest brother as my biggest example. Like he keeps me super humble. Like I could never complain about life when he's so limited by life naturally,
right,
and he's still able to be happy. You know what I'm saying? So like I do it on his behalf. So it's bigger than me. It's not about me. It's about what I'm leaving behind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I think about shit like that, I'm like, how dare I? How dare I? You got to keep going. You got to figure it out. My mom figured it the fuck out.
Yeah.
My dad figured it the fuck out. Like, why can't I? I have to. It's in my genes, and I really have no choice.
Yeah.
I think, that's really what it is. It's about it being, like, you literally have no choice. You decided to go the route that you wanted to go. You not going to school, and I'm pretty sure you have you ever had a 9-to-5?
Yeah.
Like a real one?
I have one right now.
I mean, yeah.
But no, this was actually my first 9-to-5.
Which is amazing because it's a 9-to-5 that you actually wanted to have. It's something that you're happy about. And technically speaking,
and helps you in your career.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Would you even consider that like a real 9-to-5?
No.
Right. Because it's like, it's fun. Like, it's exciting.
So let's actually, like, what do you do right now?
So I do a lot of things, but my 9-to-5 is at a label. I work marketing, product management, radio promotions, you name it. When you work at a label like that, especially with like a small staff, it's an independent label, you learn how to do everything because you just have to be that resourceful. You're never going to be tied to like one responsibility. I learn something new every week. So I spent 2 years there, and it's funny because when I first got that opportunity, which it literally landed in my hands, and it scared me at the same time because that's when manifestation really became a thing for me. Like I have written proof on Facebook. I'm like, I really see myself working at a record label. Like I just need, whatever. I saw myself like Diddy. So my friend is like, so what do you see yourself doing? I'm like, something in like marketing or whatever. 3 days later, my friend calls me. He works at a label. And he's like, yo, I'm going to get you an interview at Alamo to be a marketing intern. I took that interview. 2 days later, my friend calls me. And this is somebody that, like, I worked with, like, 2 years prior where I curated an event with E1 for, like, an R&B showcase. And I had one of their artists, like, headline. They was like, yo, we're looking for a marketing intern. Are you down? Like, we will have you working on Monday. So now, not only did I put that into the air, I got mad opportunities at the same damn time. And I was like, woo, I got to be careful what I say to the world because they listening, So it was about
going to bring itself back to you.
Honey. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to choose to go with E1 because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't want to throw myself into the wolves and be like, looking dumb. So I'd rather go with E1 because I felt like the pace that they were going allowed for me to really like sit, learn, and grow. And that's exactly what I did. My friends did not believe that I was going to last. They were like, I'll give you 6 months. 2 years later, here I am, nigga. What up? What? But yeah, it was really just random opportunities. That's been my life. Like,
and through your relationships.
Yeah, it's really been like, I'm a very go with the flow type of person. People be like, what are you gonna be in 5 years? I don't know. I didn't even know that I was gonna be here 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm here. I'm just keeping my options open and, just trying to make it work for myself because I'm not being greedy, but I'm being very motivated by life.
Right. Well, we don't have a lot of time, but I do want to share this story because you mentioned manifestation, and we're big on manifestation on here. Rogan and I are always talking about that, like every episode, I feel like. But I just think it's crazy that we're interviewing you today because the first time I heard about you, I was an extra on the set of The Cuff.
Oh my!
And you know
God.
what's crazy? Rogue was there too.
Hold on.
That is the story that I was talking about.
Oh.
With the cook stuff.
Yes.
Sean was the fucking producer. I'm leaving.
Girl, wait, hold on. So first off,
I just got chills.
you know Emil, right? Emil was the
Yeah,
one that was,
the
he's the one that
director,
came
yeah.
up with everything. Me and Emil and a couple of other friends, we were working on Cuff as like it was like more of like a gathering event that we would have where we would play this game, and it turned into that. So it was like it turned into the show, and then we had initially had intentions of making it like something with all me and the people that we were working with, and he ended up getting this deal with like BET or some shit, and it just ended up becoming that. So I remember when Emil invited me, he was like, "Yo, come through, like come look at what it's turning into." So I go in there, and the crazy thing about it is that I didn't even realize like that you were there. Like I didn't put two and two together because it was just I was there and I was with a whole bunch of other people that I knew that were there, and then I saw a couple other people, but I didn't really see too much. And she was like, "Oh, I was there. I didn't even know she was there." She was like, "Oh, I was there too," and Ivy was there.
She got bad memory.
I
have really good memory.
too.
And also this summer, I'm friends with this video director named Cam. Shout out to Cam. He's friends with your manager, I think, Busy. I don't know if he's still your manager. And he tried to set me up with Busy to like just talk and like get guidance on how to like I should move, whatever. And unfortunately that didn't happen. That was this past summer. But like, look, now I'm here interviewing you directly, and
That
I'm
is
just like,
nuts.
yo, manifestation at its finest.
And I feel like now that she's mentioning that, it has been a couple of situations where I feel like we've all crossed each other's path, and we just didn't realize it until we actually spoke to each other. And it's like actually when you first meet someone, everything starts coming together. Like, oh shit, I saw that person there, and I saw that person there. And at the time, you just going through life, just like doing what you do, and you don't even sometimes realize. But everything finds its way back when you just manifest that shit into the world. That's crazy.
Yeah, girl.
That's crazy.
I really personally wish we had more time with you today, but girl, you dropped some gems, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got to meet you. Thank you for being on the show. Y'all, if y'all want to follow Ivy Rivera, you can follow her at
The Ivy Rivera, TheIvyRivera on all platforms.
Hello. Damn, I need to get like you. You can follow me on Instagram at experience the word VEE.
And it's at Rogue Mero, ROGUEMERO. Don't forget to hit us up on What's a 9 to 5 Instagram. That's What's a 9 to 5 spelled out. Make sure you comment. If you like anything that's going on this episode and you want to contact us and learn more about it, if, just connect, make sure that y'all do that. Again, this is What's a 9 to 5, and this was episode
2, y'all. Thank y'all so much. We love you.
Thank you, Ivy. You were amazing.
I love you guys. Oh my God.
That's so crazy how life happens.
Boy.
I didn't even put that shit together until you said
No,
that.
once you
Comment and subscribe. Hit that notify. You come around over here, we gonna tell you mother. Wow.